Don't you hate it when you come home starving only to find that your flatmate has eaten everything in the house? Even the Mars bar you had stashed away for an emergency like this. Don't worry, because I've found the perfect solution. An anorexic makes the ideal flatmate. All she needs is some water and some rice crackers, leaving the rest of your food safely in the fridge. A word of warning though, not all eating disorders are so convenient. Just remember that a bulimic can go through an entire fridge in the time it takes you to clean the loo again. So next time you're on the lookout for a flatmate, think thin.
He didn't clean himself or wash his clothes, and he just smelled really bad and was really unhygienic.
I came back, all my furniture is gone, and he went to Afghanistan.
He washed his dog in the bathtub and he didn't clean the bathtub afterwards.
And I come back and the mates had had a bit of a fire in the kitchen, you know, and taken off on me.
Sneaking into his room, reading his letters.
He was cutting himself all the time, and he was cutting his wrist.
I had all this furniture that was in the flat with our bond, and my flatmate threw it all over the balcony. So we lost the bond. I don't know, she was a skip.
Hi, were your parents hippies? Did they name you after some sort of natural phenomena like a river, a moonbeam or a leaf? It sucks, doesn't it? I mean, when you think about it, it's no wonder River Phoenix had such a self-destructive lifestyle. My parents called me Penne, which is okay, but they had to go and spell it like some Italian pasta dish. Anyway, if you have a ridiculous name, I'm going to show you how you can get retribution for all those years of teasing you had to suffer at school. Sometimes you have to be kind to be cruel. So next time it's your parents' wedding anniversary, send them on a trip to Germany. And don't worry about the expenses. Use their credit card. After you've seen them off at the airport, send an email to the German police and grass them up. You see, over in Germany there are laws which prohibit parents from giving their children weird names. It's true, I read about it in the paper. So in good old Deutschland, your parents are outlaws. Over there, the cops frown upon anyone spelling penny with 2 E's. And as anyone who was forced to study World War II at school knows, those Germans can be really strict. Now just sit back and let justice take its course.
An Australian couple has been arrested in Germany for breaking local naming laws.
Thanks to my understanding of foreign culture, I've been able to get sweet revenge on about 2 decades of parental abuse.
Holidaying in the town of
Of course you're welcome. Stay as long as you like. I've got plenty of room. No, you can have my bed. I'll crash on the floor. Okay. Okay, bye. Don't you hate it when the Londoner whose floor you slept on for 4 months invites herself to stay? Quid pro quo my arse. I mean, when you're a backpacker, you get used to having no privacy, no space, and nowhere comfortable to sleep. But when you're back at home, the last thing that you want is some freeloader interrupting the tranquility of your environment. Now, there's no need to put up with an unwanted house guest. Of course, you don't want to appear rude. So rather than saying no to your friend, just make it impossible for them to enter the country. Now, it's not an easy thing stopping someone's visa application, especially if they're English. The Department of Immigration will let any old pom just stroll on into the country, unless they're a Holocaust denier. A Holocaust denier is someone who publicly argues that there never was a Holocaust, and even if there was, it wasn't really that bad. All you have to do is look up David Irving on the internet. Hack into those web pages and substitute your friend's name for David's. There's no need to call the Department of Immigration yourself. Just tip off the local Jewish community and let them do the hard work for you. Hello, how come this woman, Jane Smith, is coming to Australia? Who is Jane Smith? I'll tell you who Jane Smith is. She's a Holocaust denier. She is. She's saying all the same things as David Irving. Take a look for yourself. It's all over the internet. I have to go. I've come over all verklempt. That's me off the hook from having to play hostess. It'll take her months to cut through the red tape, clear up all those misunderstandings and make amends with the Jewish community, which gives me plenty of time to change my address and get an unlisted phone number. Each year, the United Nations declares which people in the world should be given a special cheerio. This year, it's the International Year of the Volunteer. Recently, it was suggested that every Australian should volunteer at least 1 hour a week to a cause of their choice. What this means is that you can volunteer yourself or others, safe in the knowledge that it's with federal and international endorsement. So, here's the scoop. Volunteer yourself for the fun stuff and others for the things you hate doing. For starters, volunteer yourself to look after kids during the school holidays. Mums and dads will be so relieved to offload their kids during work hours that they'll pay for everything. Start with the movies and then work your way onto fun parks and all the places that you want to go, like the brewery. Then, when you're feeling a little bit lazy and you couldn't be asked, it's time to volunteer somebody else. Just duck up to your local hospital and hire yourself an intravenous drip. Call your local church group, bung on your best victim voice, and slap on some white face makeup. In a couple of hours, you'll have a bright-eyed God squad of willing cleaners and shoppers bustling around ready to execute your every whim, while you're tucked comfortably in your favourite chair in front of the telly. You'll also need your drip when you go for the biggest volunteers of all, our competing lifestyle shows. In our heartless grab for ratings and the advertising dollar, most lifestyle programs will go to extraordinarily syrupy ends to bump up their ratings. So, if you want a new pool in your made-over backyard, just write a fantastic letter about how you have cancer and it's your dying wish to have a themed swimming pool. I guarantee you'll have the ever-cheery gang from one of those other do-gooder backyard makeover shows around to dig, cut, shape and trim your this into this backyard.
The dying wish of a very special young girl. Join us next week when we visit.
If you can put up with their inane drivel for an entire afternoon, you can look forward to hours of enjoyment just floating around in your new pool. See ya! Because society is a structured community, we have to allow freedom of expression by all the people that are bound together by similar traditions, institutions or nationalities, which means you can get away with all sorts of shit in the name of tolerance. Let's face it, there are some religious groups that encourage polygamy, don't celebrate birthdays and don't like zippers. So how far out on a limb do you have to go until you've gone too far? Why not create your own religious outfit to suit the church of you? Just set up your own rules and attract similar spiritually disenfranchised folk and have a great time of it, all under the banner of your own religion. Remember, if somebody wants to question your religion, you are now fully entitled to sue them using the full force of the anti-vilification laws. Beer thanks, mate. I am the Grand Poobah in the Church of the Great Wazoo, and I can worship in this, my temple, simply by spending all day drinking beer, wearing Hawaiian shirts and smoking marijuana, and it's all in the name of religious expression. And the best part is, if you apply as an exempt organisation with the tax office, you don't have to pay a cent of tax. Can I get a receipt with that, please? There's nothing quite like a soothing massage to ease the stresses and the strains of the day. A little softer, thanks, Jorgen. And girls, if you're on the lookout for a masseur, there are hundreds in the phone book, but make sure you always choose a man. Because if you choose a man, you can always get a free massage. During my session, your masseur touched me in a very inappropriate way. I've never felt so humiliated. I will not be paying for this massage and I will never be back to this establishment again.
What?
That was really good. Pity it'll never work again. See ya. Okay, we all know that the beach can yield a bounty of buried treasure. Like just now, I found a watch and a wallet buried in a shoe over there. But unfortunately, too many prospectors have tapped into this vein, leaving it overmined and leaving you with expensive equipment and a pocket full of bottle tops. But there is a cheaper and easier way to make money from your local beach. And all you need is a small kid in bare feet. You see, beach injuries can fetch huge compensation payouts from local councils. All right, Cooper, have a good time. And with a little bit of pre-planning, you don't have to leave your fortune in the hands of fate. This is a sharp spin I've hung up earlier. This way you can save energy and keep your eye on the kids at the same time. Hey, Cooper, come over here and play near Auntie Penny. You can't be too careful these days.
Ow!
Bingo! We have a strike. Oh, there, Cooper, you'll be all right. Now, with a little prick, a dull counsel and a sharp lawyer, you can look forward to a handsome payment. See ya. Are you all right? What have you done?
My foot hurts.
Oh, no, where on your foot? That's no good. How'd you do that?
Rent some stuff out from Bingley or something, and you got a house insurance, contents insurance. Just say you got a little TV and a piddly little stereo or whatever. Yeah, you can take it out, just stash it somewhere or whatever. Ring them up, get a police report, say your house got broken into, they took this and that. They give you a sheet to fill out on what got taken, and you fill it out, but then you just put in better stuff sort of thing. Yeah, and you just get it back on insurance. Yeah.
They steal it overnight and they burn it, so the other person can go and report it the next morning. Like a lot of teenagers do that.
I know one person who had his mum's car and it was insured and they crashed it and they were underage, they had no licence, so they went and blew the car up. So then they got the money and told their parents it was stolen.
His car got stolen. Well, apparently got stolen. I don't know what the go was there. And when he went to go for the insurance, they found the key inside the car, so they just dismissed it.
You pay that much for insurance, don't you? You just want to, get a little bit back out of the big companies occasionally. So, I don't think it's frowned upon that much by the community.
I've lost way too many friends to mosh pits and I don't ever want to see it happen again, especially not to me. So, I've found a way that you can rock hard in the crowd and live to enjoy the ringing in your ears the next day.
Just hire a sumo wrestling suit from one of your local sports stores, because when nobody else will take responsibility, you've got to do it yourself. See ya!
There's a ton of advantages to being a single mum, but actual childbirth is a total pain. But there is a way to get epidural-free access to your own income welfare stream in under a minute.
Just head to your local casino car park, do a bit of window shopping until you find a gambling orphan you like. Then parenthood is just a jimmied lock away.
No sane person is going to call the police and explain that they left their kid in the car to be hijacked while they played blackjack. So, you and your new son will have no trouble starting a new government-funded life together. Let's face it, all of these kids need better homes and guardians. So, adopt a gambling orphan today, because if you're after the easy money, single mother benefits are still your best bet. See ya. You know, if you want to sell a product or a service to make more money, then you really have to advertise. So, how to go about it? Well, If you want to attract newspaper readers, then advertise in the newspaper. If you want to attract people on the street, then put posters on telegraph poles. Or, if you want to attract brain-dead morons, then just advertise on the television. But even then, it's really hard to catch a potential customer's eye. All day, every day, the average Australian is deluged with advertising, and 99% of it goes ignored. So if you've got a service to sell, you want your ad to be in the 1% that catches their attention. So I've found the best place to advertise if you want people to really stare at it. Just hang your ad above a car crash, and I guarantee that people will slow down and crane their necks to take a good look. Hello, Penny here. Tonight? Yes, I'm available. See ya. What time? 7. Okay, no, that's good for me.
People complain a lot about the way banks invade our privacy, but there is a way to turn it to your advantage. And all you need is an ATM card and a scabby-looking mate. The video camera inside this ATM watches my every move. It sees me insert my card and enter my personal identification number. Be careful not to touch the money. Your friend has to take it direct from the machine. The most important thing to remember is make sure you use an ATM from your own bank. One brand of bank won't pay up if you're robbed at the other bank's ATM.